Well, for the fourth consecutive year, your Rockwall Yellowjackets are by-district champions after a big win at the Wilk this past Saturday, 51-41 over the Montgomery Bears. Your Rockwall Yellowjackets are moving on to the area round. Hello, everybody. Chris Curtis here for the Rockwall Sportscenter Yellowjacket playoff update. Joined by my partner in crime, Billy Quinn. And Billy, it's always a good Monday after a big playoff win like that. It's been 4 years now we've got to enjoy these Mondays. So a big win for your Rockwall Yellowjackets. It's 51-41. But man, it was a little tight going to the bottom of the wire there. But Rockwall was able to pull out some magic, and the wizard, as we now call him, Rodney Webb, with his bag of tricks. Just overall, great game for your Rockwall Yellowjackets coming to play, and they move on.
Yeah, first time in the by-district playoff that it was kind of nip and tuck there all the way. First three, Rockwall would have it in hand most of the time. They beat Name and Force in 2013, and that was a little close in the first half, and then they pulled away in the second half. And of course, the two games versus Copper's Cove, they scored 70 and beat them pretty badly. So this one we knew was going to be a tough one. Montgomery has a really good defense, and it's a defense that it messes with you. They don't have a set line. They'll go with two down, as we talked about in the previous update, and they blitz a lot, and they did here, and that just throws off the offense's timing. And it's weird to say that the offense didn't seem to be clicking as it normally did, and they still score 51 points, but that's what happened. But you get the win. The defense came through, especially in the second half, to get some stops that they needed, and here we are again heading into the area playoffs, and another tough ball game on the horizon.
You want to talk about messing with a team. Let's talk about these flea flickers that came out of nowhere. I believe one was a double and one was a triple, and I think Copell had both of them at the very end of the day. But, man, talk about Rodney Webb, and also the onside kick that really sealed the deal for Rockwall. They were able to go up 2 scores, which really saved them in the very end. So talk about this bag of tricks Rodney just seems to pull out of nowhere, and we never see it coming. Montgomery never saw it coming. The fans never saw it coming. And sure enough, boom, right there, it's touchdown.
I think this is the sole reason that he coaches, is to be able to throw out some trickery. I think that's his drive. I laugh about it because it's outstanding. It's fun. It's the mad scientist in him, or the wizard.
Yep.
And, but we knew. He had talked before about we were going to throw a lot of trick plays at him because the defense that is really aggressive and really goes hard to the ball, they're vulnerable to the misdirections and the trick plays. So that's what happened here. You have the throwback pass from Rako. They do the wide receiver. Looks like a wide receiver screen, but it's actually a lateral. Then he threw it back to Matt Jones. Outstanding pass on if I remember right, it was like a 3rd and 18. So you'd think the defense would be back and not as aggressive, but Matt was wide open. In fact, Matt had a whole parade of blockers for him to take it on in for the touchdown. You're right. Then the flea flicker to get it over to Tally for his score, his reception for the touchdown. Then the onside kick that was crucial. That's when Rockwall had just taken the lead in the second half, and they come out there, and Landry Poppin does an outstanding job, as he's done all year, hitting the right number of bounces, and Rockwall recovers, and here we go. And that's really what turned it around for the Yellowjackets. And Montgomery tried to answer with theirs, and they had a couple that worked. They had a halfback pass for a touchdown, and they also had a throwback pass. It didn't go for a touchdown, but if I remember right, I think they got about 10, 15 yards on it on the reception. So both teams were just throwing everything they had at them. The kickoffs were especially interesting to me because Montgomery was trying to pooch it to keep Jackson Smith and Cam Creighton from returning them, and so they'd pooch it, but we also had some good returners in there. Reed Rako, for one. Gladney is back there also, and they returned. We're getting the ball like at the 45, so then eventually they started kicking it deeper. Then, of course, on our side, either we're going to kick it deep or we're going to do the double kicker thing and maybe kick it onside, and we did. So it was really fun to watch. It was an outstanding ball game. It was a nice crowd there. That's what I enjoyed, too, to see that. And Montgomery brought a lot of fans. So it was a great atmosphere. Saturday afternoon, playoffs, Rockwall wins, and that's a great way to get the weekend going.
Jackson, you're eventually going to get one. He nearly broke one on Saturday. He nearly broke one. He's bound to get one here sooner or later. But, of course, you got to think a very, very, very happy Coach Webb this Monday morning. Let's check out what he had to say about his team's big win against Montgomery.
We were just impressed with Montgomery, how hard they play. They really played hard on both sides of the ball. They had a really good plan offensively. They executed it well. It's the best we'd seen their quarterback play all year. And they, for the most part, played mistake-free offensively. And really, the biggest thing, we had a hard time getting them off the field. Offensively, we've averaged almost 70 snaps per game, and they held us well underneath our average. So, that was a big deal, was they had some long, sustained scoring drives.
All right, thanks, Coach Webb. And now we look ahead to another area round matchup. Of course, the last 3 years it has been Jesuit. This year it will be Coppell. The Coppell Cowboys, they come in at 9-2 after they defeated Rowlett this past Saturday, 27-20. A very good ball game there as well. Of course, Rockwall and Coppell will meet at Allen Eagle Stadium, 1 o'clock this Saturday. Of course, the last time Rockwall was at Allen Stadium, I believe we shut that place down for a year.
Yeah,
after all that noise. Yeah. So, yeah, but that was a win for your Rockwall Yellowjackets. They defeated Naaman Forest in the bi-district round. So, very exciting here. We get to go back to Allen, the cream of the crop right now in Texas as far as a high school football stadium. So, exciting times for Rockwall and a very, very good opponent in Copell coming up. Of course, Coppell's been scouting the Rockwall Yellowjackets since, I believe, the I-30 Classic. I've seen them around town. So, they knew this day was going to come, and sure enough, it's going to happen on Saturday.
This is going to be a really good one. And I will have to say, I think Frisco may want to throw their hat in the ring.
Yeah, they got it now. Yeah,
they got a pretty good high school facility too. But you're right. It is the cream of the crop when you go to Allen Stadium. It's fun. We've had games there before, and it's an exciting place to go. And now that we're not going to crumble, it's going to be fun to not.
So
worry.
we think.
We think everything's fixed, and so it is nice that the last game there before it had to go under reconstruction was the Rockwall Naaman Forest game, and like to think that our loud fans were what caused it.
That's for you, Jacket Nation. There you
go. But anyway, yeah, you look at Coppell, very, very formidable opponent. First time in area since we've had this playoff run that we'll play somebody else other than Jesuit, as you mentioned. And as usual, Coppell's very, very strong. They come in, you mentioned 9-2. They were 8-2 on the season, regular season, with the win over Rowlett. They got an outstanding quarterback, as they always do, solid, over 2,000 yards passing in McBride. And then the Coppell signature, just a stable of running backs. They always have quality running backs. They spread it around. I think their leading rusher has 600 yards, but you have a number of them that have a 300-yard season, a 500-yard season, things like that. And then some good receivers when they do put it in the air. The defense is always solid, will always stay in their zones. They know they stay on their reads, and they will make it difficult for this Rockwall offense. So it's going to be a good one in Allen. These teams have met 6 times before. Coppell has the advantage, 4-2, and the last couple times Rockwall's played them, it's been ugly, and but that was when everything was first starting out with Coach Webb coming here, and Rockwall had the upper hand back in the 90s when they played them back then. So anyway, it'll be fun. It's kind of interesting just to have a different area round game for the first time in 4 years, and it's always fun to go to Allen. And it's another Saturday afternoon game, so we want to get a lot of fans there. We had a lot, like I mentioned, this last Saturday, and so I know there'll be more. And Coppell travels well, and so it's going to be fun, and I can't wait. This is just again. Pleasant. This is gravy. That we were sitting at 1-5, and here we are going to the area playoffs against Coppell in one of the bigger games in the area.
I know you and I really haven't watched much Coppell Cowboy football, but if you were to kind of look at your stats, look at District 11 6A, who would you mostly compare Coppell to as far as playing Rockwall? Of course, Rockwall really was in one of the tougher districts in the state of Texas. We've just mentioned this over and over again. But if you were to compare Coppell to one team here in the 11 6A, who would it be? Would it be Rockwall?
No, I would actually compare them to Longview, because Longview runs in the I formation a lot, and they run the ball in a more standard format, and Coppell does at times. They really emphasize the running game and spread the running game around. So I would actually go towards Longview. They have a different style quarterback and things like that. It's still a different style offense, but I would say the way they emphasize the running, the way it's a more traditional running. When we've played them before, they had kids like West that was a fullback, and he wasn't built like a fullback. He was an outstanding running back, and Cam Neely, I believe, was his name a few years ago. Those are just some outstanding players that go on to college and make a dent in the college ranks. So they always have a good crew of running backs there, and that's who I would compare them to. A little bit towards Rockwall because of the way Rockwall runs the ball also, but we do it a little bit different, and it's just going to be fun to watch, and it's just going to be a line them up and knock some heads, and let's see who wins this.
All right, Coach Webb preparing for Coppell this week. Let's hear what he has to say about his chances against the Cowboys.
Well, they're a very hard-nosed, physical football team in all 3 phases. They're very well coached. They're very sound offensively. They don't turn the ball over. They don't commit many penalties. Defensively, they play really, really hard. They all run to the football. They're very sound. They don't make fundamental mistakes. And there's just one of those teams you have to go out and beat. You can't expect them to beat themselves.
All right, Blake, well, it's this Saturday at 1 o'clock at Allen Eagle Stadium. It's your Rockwall Yellowjackets against the Coppell Cowboys for the area championship. Of course, Rockwall has won 2 in a row, looking for number 3 It's going to be an exciting game once again. And, of course, thanks to our sponsor here at Rockwall Sports, where they have T-shirts available for that game. Jared has now confirmed they are $15. You can go online and buy them up until, I believe, Thursday. But they will be here available. And, of course, I'm sure Friday afternoon there'll be a lot of hangover here, so there'll be a lot to buy here at the store as well. So come over here, buy your T-shirts, and then get out to the game on Saturday. It's going to be a fun time. It
will be an outstanding time. I want to thank all the fans, or just give them a shout-out that showed up at the stadium. I mean, we always have big crowds, but it was a really nice crowd for a Saturday afternoon game. We got a lot of listeners also on the broadcast, and you can check on our website who is listening and where they're coming from. And we got listeners from Australia, got listeners from Canada. So all those upset about the election that are moving to Canada, you can still hear Yellowjacket football when you go there. So that's pretty cool. And so we want to thank all those listeners, and especially those that text us and email us and get on Facebook and Twitter and join in the broadcast. We like to make it a big family affair, so we'll mention you and we'll talk about you, and I mean, it's always respectful.
Absolutely. There were a lot of tweets that we saw coming in that were wanting to get a shout-out to you guys and say they were listening to Yellowjacket football, so we definitely appreciate that. We love bringing you every single Rockwall Yellowjacket football game throughout the season. Hopefully we have about 5 more here that we end up here at AT&T Stadium in late December. But, of course, as Billy always says, Thanksgiving is next week. Don't make your plans official yet. Come out Saturday. There's still a chance Rockwall's going to be playing next week, so don't make those plans quite yet. Just tell Grandma it's going to be okay. Might be a little late, so.
Or go get Grandma.
There you go.
Just get Grandma.
Yeah,
get Grandma. Bring her to the game, and just, this is an outstanding time, and just appreciate, as we said before, this team. 1-5, we say it all the time, and here we are going to the area playoffs, because the most important thing is how you finish. And we were at a point after the Heath loss, you're down, you don't know, man, this is going to be the first time we're not going to go to the playoffs, and here we are, and 3 of those teams that defeated Rockwall, of their 5 losses, are not playing anymore. 2 lost this by-district round, and 1 didn't get in. And so here you are. It shows how you finish, and shows how you just stay the course. Things can work out, and here we are.
Of course, the only 2 teams left in 11-6A are John Tyler and your Rockwall Yellowjackets. Yeah. So pretty much your 2 1 seeds are still alive, and Longview is now out, Mesquite Horn's out. So that just shows you, like Billy said, it's not how you start, it is how you finish. And of course, Rockwall will look to continue on their magical journey season this week. They will play Saturday, 1 o'clock at Allen Eagle Stadium against the Coppell Cowboys. Billy, any final thoughts in this game? Hopefully this is not going to be our second to last Sportscenter of the year, but we like to think that Webb likes to go 1 round deeper. So we're thinking big picture. We're thinking December here.
Yeah, I want to keep making Jared roll his eyes and have to unlock the door and let us in, for a few more weeks. And it's just an outstanding time. This has become a Rockwall tradition. When we first started doing the broadcast, and then even before that, when we just go to the games, it wasn't like this. This is the first time in Rockwall history that they've gone to the playoffs 4 straight years. And so Rodney Webb has come in and created a lot of new traditions, a lot of new excitement, him and his staff, and these players are excited. This is a great team. It's a fun team. These kids are fun to be around, and they have a great time, and you just love watching them. And this is just something that we need to embrace and enjoy. I know the student body is. They really show up in droves, and I know my family's excited. Even my wife is listening to games and going to games and talking to the coach. And
it's not forcing her to do that either, are you?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Now she is. And so, yeah, and she's even learning football terminology. She was running it by Coach Webb the other day. I think he was very impressed.
She might be in the running for assistant coach here pretty soon. You never know.
I think that's what she's shooting for. I think it is. So anyway, no, we're all having a blast. Just enjoy it, embrace it. And we want to thank all the Heath. A lot of Heath people came out and supported the Yellowjackets on Saturday. So thank you to those guys. And hopefully next year you ain't got the time to do it, because both of us are in the playoffs and moving forward.
I hope we got some video of this, but I want to give a shout out to Cole Talley. I don't know if you saw him after the game. He was doing some incredible dancing. The kid's got some dancing skills. Not only can he kick, but he can dance like no other. And I want to, when the season finally ends and we get our state rings, I believe that still desperately wants, I want to dance off between you 2. I want to see who can hit the dab. I want to see it all, because he was killing it on the field the other night.
All right. Well, I do a lot of Jackson 5 moves. That's my forte. But and the rings, hey,
it's been working. We're winning, so we got to keep it going.
So I need to keep acting like I'm going to get a ring.
There you go. It's all because of you, Billy. It's all because of you. But of course, don't forget you can log on to www.rockwallisd.com. It's this Saturday. It is your Rockwall Yellowjackets taking on the Copell Cowboys at 1 p.m. over at Allen Eagle Stadium. We hope to see you there. Until then, don't forget, Jacket Fight never dies, and we will see you this Saturday. Have a great one, everybody.